All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is part 2 of a long talk on the NFL free agency. Again, keep liking, keep subscribing. We left off with the Atlanta Falcons and Kirk Cousins deal.
Yep.
What are our thoughts on that? Garrett, what's your thoughts? Do you like it? Because
I like the deal because they were just one quarter. Their quarterback was the worst position last year.
Mm-hmm.
Most inconsistent. So, yeah, it's a good. I don't know if it's gonna get them a Super Bowl win, but it'll definitely get them to the playoffs at least.
It's gonna make them relevant again. Now, we can't forget and not think about his Achilles. That's like there's Achilles injury. This guy.
Yeah.
There's two things that worry me about Kirk Cousins. Now he is a good quarterback. I get it. He's gonna fit right in with the Atlanta Falcons. I think it's great. But injuries bother the Achilles. He's up there in age. He's like 36, I believe, right?
Yeah. He's I think he's 34.
Okay, so and he got a 4-year deal.
Yeah, 4-year deal.
All right, so
we've shown that age does not matter with quarterbacks,
right? But this guy has already an Achilles problem. The verdict is still out on Aaron Rodgers and his Achilles injury, but you should be able to bounce back. But it is a long injury. It's a long process. And the thing that people don't talk about is very, very, very eye-opening to me is his playoff record. It's not good.
Yeah, he's not very good in the playoffs. Oh, he's 35. 35. That was 1 year old.
In the middle. Yeah, he's in the middle. So, again, if you surround him with the pieces, he can shine. The only thing is with him, now, it's not all his fault, obviously, because even in Minnesota, he can't play defense. That defense was trash. Like, the Giants beat him. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But people are not going to talk about that in 5 years. They're going to talk about what you've been doing in the playoff. How many rings you got? How many playoff?
Quarterbacks are measured by rings, not by how many contracts they got. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So with him, I think he has to put up and shut up now because you got pieces around you. You have a decent defense, a good defense. You have what could be a great offense, a good offensive line too.
They signed 4 wide receivers in free agency as well.
Yeah, because I wasn't even sold on Drake London. I was like, he has untapped potential because he has nobody to throw him the ball. Same thing with Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts.
Yeah,
they both need they had not many receptions for how good they were.
Yeah, their talent does not justify by the quarterback play. You know what I mean? So now you have the quarterback, no excuses. Now again, they got to get into a rhythm. That's what the combine is about. That's what training camp is about. That's what these practices, these scrimmages is about. So I don't want to hear it. And even a preseason-ish, I guess, but they're not going to play.
They're not going to play in the preseason. He's not going to play.
Right. So it's going to be trial and error with this team. I don't think they're going to come out hot off the gate immediately. I think it's going to be. I'll judge them after week 4 or week 5.
Yeah, I mean, but the good thing is have the Panthers and the Saints in the division. yeah,
and the Tampa.
We didn't get that much better, so
right. But I forgot. Fucking they released Michael Thomas, New Orleans.
Yeah, they did.
They cut him.
He hasn't signed yet to anybody.
Yeah, but he got his money and ran. Like Drew Brees left him. Yeah, but he's horrible. But yeah, anyway, again, Atlanta's easy to favorite out that division for sure.
Yeah,
easily.
I think Tampa's their best competition.
Yeah, and
Mayfield, Mike Evans, and that team has been pretty decent.
And they're consistent. You know what I mean? And I think Baker finally got a home. I think that's where he belongs. I think that's a perfect fit for him. Now it's just on him to be consistent.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because it's easy for us to as much as we loved him last year, that love turns into hate immediately if he doesn't live up to that contract or what he did last year. So there's gonna be a lot of pressure on Tampa to at least mimic the same success they had last year. And with Atlanta, the only thing is it can't get no worse. The only way is up, right?
Yeah, they can only make the playoffs, and then go from there.
Yeah, you're gonna. But again, it depends on what their outlook is now. Again, people have them Super Bowl contenders. I think we should. I'm pretty sure you agree with me too. Let's dial it back a little bit.
Yeah. Let's be wild card contenders. That's where you go first.
At least my goal for them for a successful season is first round. See, that's the thing. You can't. It could be a team that just gets hot like Green Bay, and just come to your house and fuck you up. You know what I mean? So I think best case scenario, just win your division right now. Win your division. That's my goal for them.
And then beat the team they get in the wild card, and then
Yeah,
hopefully beat the next team too.
And I don't want to jinx it, but something in the back of my brain is telling me Aaron Rodgers all over again with this kid. Like
he just gets hurt, and then he's like,
he gets hurt. Who's their backup? Because
I don't know.
If he gets hurt, first game for the game 1, or preseason 1, or scrimmage 1, or combine 1, whatever, he gets hurt. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Who you got?
I don't know who they have in their backup. Might not be updated either.
Yeah, they gotta go and get themselves a backup, bro.
Oh, they have Tyler Haneke.
Nice.
Yeah, Taylor Haneke. So
yeah,
he's
he's a backup. He's a lifer. That's a backup. You know what I mean? But again, that's a lot of things you're relying on this one guy. This one 35-year-old guy. Now, if it was Jalen Hurts or one of these young whippersnappers, then all right, let's roll the dice.
Then it's fine. But
roll the dice.
See what happens. I mean,
yeah,
they gotta put it together.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell.
Talk about the Commanders. They made some decent moves this offseason.
Yeah, but they had a lot of cap space.
Yeah. So they got Marcus Mariota, Austin Eckler.
I don't like the Eckler deal for some reason. I think they should have gotten somebody else.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't think
it's only a 2-year deal though. $11 million.
I understand.
So.
I'm looking at how they're gonna use him. I don't think he's an every down back. And I mean, I know they got the kid. What's his name? There's a kid who got shot, right? That had a 1,000-yard season as well. What's his name? Was it Gibson?
Oh, it might be. I don't know.
Yeah, their running back. I thought they didn't need a running back, but I thought it would have gone for like one of those mid-tier running backs, like Dylan, like maybe even Pollard. You know what I mean? Brian Robinson. Yeah. Because I had him as my number 1 running back.
Maybe Eckler's just a backup then, I guess.
See, that's the thing.
He doesn't feel like a backup to me either.
Exactly, and they're both the same kind of running backs. You know what I mean? Like, they're kind of the same running back. They're
kind of interchangeable, I guess.
Right, and none of them... I mean, Eckler probably is a better receiver, I guess. But I don't know. I just don't... I don't think so. I'm guessing on that, by the way. I'm not... That's the only way I'm trying to justify getting Eckler on the team. Like, I think they could have gone Pollard, maybe somebody else. You know what I mean? I think Eckler's a good running back. I just don't think he fits that team. Even I think Singletary would have been good for them. Because I think he's more... You got to get...
Actually, he might be a better receiver. He had 51... He had 107 receptions in 2022.
Oh, shit. Wow. So yeah, like maybe that's the reason, but again, who's throwing him the ball? He's gonna be a rookie. Like if I'm a veteran and I'm I'm coming off. Well, the Chargers ain't good neither, but if I'm coming off,
but they have Harbaugh now, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly, but if I'm Eckler, like I know you gotta get your bag. I'm all for guys getting the money, but it's gonna be a trial and error. They're gonna draft a quarterback, right? Either Jaden Daniels or Drake May, right?
Yeah.
So like, there's gonna be some trials and tribulation, and that's gonna be patience. You know what I mean? Dealing with that kind of team. I mean, like, was it worth it? Should he sit back and maybe wait to see if Dallas comes calling your way, or I actually thought he would have been way better for the Giants than Washington. I mean, I thought the Giants jumped on David Singletary a little too quick. But I guess for that price, you can't beat it. You know what I mean? He's not.
So Eckler is a much better receiver than Robinson is.
Than Robinson?
Yeah. He's a pretty prolific receiver.
Yeah. So that would make sense, but I just think get ready for taking a lot of L's. Probably more than what you got with the Chargers.
They did also redo their defense too. They got a bunch of edge guys, Dante Fowler, and they got Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner, yeah, but
you getting Bobby Wagner at the tail end of his career though.
Yeah. I mean, better than no Bobby Wagner, though, I guess. But
yeah. I mean, it's still.
I don't know. I like their moves. I do.
I'm in the middle with them. Yeah. No, they're definitely trying. Again, I'm not watching the state alone. Like, it's not tempting to me. And the only way you're gonna want me to go there is you throw the bag at me, and it seems like that's what they were doing.
That's what they pretty much did.
Yeah, I have them literally 50-50. Like, it depends on how good the quarterback is. So I'll rank them like literally as TBD. Like in the East, in the NFC East, they could be the third, or they could be the last. You know what I mean?
How do you feel about Kenny Pickett being traded to the Eagles?
Well, I guess he was like being a little bit. He was acting up, right? Being a little bitch about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, I get it, but you didn't do anything on your time that you had to start as a starter.
He was shit when he was there. So
so play better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the thing is, though, like which just makes no sense to me. Like you could literally, you have a chance to compete against Russell Wilson. Chance you could actually beat him.
Yeah, Wilson hasn't been fantastic recently.
Exactly. So it's gonna be a competition for you to at least try and win. You're going to Philly. You're not in. There's no competition. It's
Jalen Hurts is starting.
Starting, bro.
Sorry, bro.
So,
no one else is starting but Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, keep your legs. Keep the ball warm for him. You know what I mean? That's it. Hold the fucking playbook for him. Yeah. He had a better chance. He should have just shut up, bite the bullet, compete against Russell Wilson, and show like why he should be the starter. You had an easier route to starting than against Russell Wilson than you are against Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts will literally have to fucking get season-ending injured for that guy to start.
Yeah,
it's not happening. It's not happening.
They also signed C.J. Gardner Johnson 3-year deal.
Hold on, Eagles.
Eagles, yeah.
How the hell is this team just signing it? Clearly, look. I don't know if you remember. The Eagles remind me.
Cap room.
The thing is with the Eagles, this reminds me of the Eagles team when they had Vince Young, Michael Vick, and they had Nnamdi Asomugha, I think his name is. I think they also had T.O. on that team. And they called themselves the Dream Team. There's like this is
I do remember that. That was like 2007,
11 or
2011
or 12.
Oh, Vic was on the team. Oh yeah.
The Giants won the Super Bowl that year. That was Victor Cruz coming out moment. They gave Nnamdi mad money, right? Mad guaranteed money, and Victor Cruz cooked him. And that's the year the Giants won the Super Bowl. That team, this team right there now, reminds me of that team because they gave LaShawn McCoy. That was the last running back to get big money from the Eagles, from the general manager of the owner of the team. That was the last time they paid a running back legit money. You know what I mean? Ever since LaShawn McCoy, they were just like, all right, doing patchwork at running backs.
Oh, I understand why the Eagles went all out in free agency. They have a lot of cap room.
Do they?
Yeah,
but it's pretty much like on 1 and 2 year deals already. There's no long-term deal. They're pretty much win now moment, right?
There's a few. There's a 4-year deal for Landon Dickerson. Nice name. 3-year deal for Bryce Huff. 3-year deal for Barkley. So yeah, there's a few.
Okay, but I think they're right now in their win now moment. I think if they don't win or compete in a Super Bowl, they might have to blow that team up eventually.
Yeah, eventually. Oh, and Jake Elliott 4-year deal. So
yeah, 4-year deal. They gave that motherfucker a lot of money, and rightfully so.
He's a good kicker, though. I'm okay with it. Honestly, it's fine.
Yeah. I think I'm not mad at the deal at all. I think it makes sense for them.
It's a good deal.
Yeah.
Oh, we should talk about the Raiders as well before we forget.
Oh yeah, we gotta get to that. But back to the Eagles for 1 second. I think they're gonna be a bust this year. I think.
Even with Saquon, he adds a lot of pop to their backfield.
Here's my issue.
If you can say healthy, of course. We all know the health.
I think Saquon's gonna cook. I think he's super talented. Like if he's not gonna beat you running, he's gonna beat you with catching. The thing, I still think on paper, yes, that team's supposed to be great. But you know, and as much as I know, when you buy, you just know buying a championship in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, it never works.
It never works.
Yeah.
So the thing is to and the way they played, especially the last 2 months of the season, they gave up on that coach. And the fact that
I do wonder if it's like coaching somewhat, right?
I think when you had a chance to get Bill Belichick, Mike Vrabel this year, and you didn't, you stand pat with this guy. Granted, he got you to the Super Bowl. Yeah, he got you to the Super Bowl, but he lost that locker room the last 2 months, where you got whooped by mediocre teams to bad teams
in the last month. The Giants.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And you lose the division to the Cowboys, right?
Awful. Yeah.
They pretty much ran. They had the whole before the.
Well, they beat the Cowboys when they were good, and then when they were bad, they lost to them. So yeah,
and that was like the beginning of the end for them.
Yeah.
And again, it all depends if they respect this guy or not. Because I think the minute this team starts skidding or showing some type of weakness, that's when I think it's more fragile than the Cowboy situation. I think it's a thing we should all keep my mind. I know we're way early in prediction, but I'll say one of my earliest prediction right now. is that the Philadelphia Eagles are gonna like self-explode. I think they're this is what. Yeah, we've seen this before, bro.
Well, they did fall apart last season. If the same thing happens this season, they fall apart at the end.
They're blowing it up.
Yeah, they're gonna have to fire the coach.
Yeah,
and it's the coach's fault because like the players are trying, you know,
and
he's not coaching them good.
That team is too talented to not be to be a Super Bowl contender. I still think they're a Super Bowl contender, yes, but I think there's some underlying issues that's going on in that organization.
The locker room is kind of cancerous.
Yeah, and I don't get it. And then that's to say the offensive line is not good, but they did lose Kelsey. You know what I mean? And
that is a big loss, and they didn't really sign many offensive linemen. So no, and they're gonna draft one.
Yeah, and they're a year older now, also. So take that into account. You know what I mean? And their secondary is dog shit. Well, I think they
got Johnson.
They patched it up. Yeah. So to their credit, again, I'll be stupid not to pick them, but I just think they're gonna. My history, especially as the NFC East guy, I've seen this before. I seen the Cowboys when they had an all-star team, and I seen everybody. Even when we had an all-star team, that was Boatgate. When we had Odell,
put him in a boat, and you guys.
Yeah, we spent over $100 million on defense, and it didn't pan out. We lost in the first round to Green Bay, where Aaron Rodgers just cooked us. Yeah, it's not happening. Like I've seen it, but I've seen this story before. The ending is never good. That's never good. Well, as a Giants fan, watching this team explode is pretty sweet. I mean, but to the Raiders now, I don't know. They're in a bad spot.
They lost Josh Jacobs to the Packers, who we'll talk about later. But
and who they got as a replacement? They didn't pick anybody up, right?
Gardner Minshew.
No. As far as running back.
Oh, they got Amir Abdul. Oh, re-signed, I guess. All right. Well, they didn't pick up anybody new.
Yeah. Well,
they re-signed their center, and they signed Christian Wilkins, their defensive lineman, for a 4-year deal, $110 million. So $84 million guaranteed.
Can you check and see what running backs are available right now? Like still available?
Oh yeah. Let's see. Not very many, I don't think. No, a lot of them.
I think probably Dylan might be available. But is he going to be an every down back? Oh, I can't believe they didn't do anything. Really. Like Gardner Minshew is a good pickup. I think he's great. I think he's a winner. I mean, you give him a decent line, he'll make something work. Look, proof is in the pudding. He did that in Jacksonville. He did it in Indianapolis. He did it for the Colts. So he can definitely make the Raiders a playoff team for sure. But I'm worried about the running back and the defense. They fucking killed the defense. They took the kid from Miami.
Yeah, Wilkins is from Miami. That's where he came from.
You put him across Max Crosby. Let's fucking go, man. That defense is scary. It takes a lot of pressure off of Max Crosby. But my concern is the offense. Like you take Devontae Adams, who you throwing the ball to? Like who's the number 2, legit number 2?
Yeah, I don't know. They don't have many wide receivers. There's not many running backs available at all.
See,
you have like Ezekiel Elliott, Alexander Madison.
Yeah, see, I would probably take
Donta
my chance.
Foreman, Boston Scott, Damian Harris, Cam Akers, Kareem Hunt, Latavius Murray.
I would catch my money on Zeke. Zeke is consistent, but he had a great year in fucking New England.
Yeah, he did actually.
I'm surprised he's still on the board. If I'm the Giants, fucking go get him as a backup. Why not? We need a backup running back.
Decent backup.
Yeah, I think. But
Jerick McKinnon.
Give me for the Raiders. I think Zeke will be perfect for them, but not as an every down back. You know who would have been perfect for them? Joe Mixon, because it would have never.
He went to the Texans.
Yeah, I know, but he for a 3rd round pick, right?
Yeah, they traded him. Yeah.
I think they could have done that deal. Got Joe Mixon. He's still young. He's entering his prime. Yeah,
Elliott's only going to be about $2.7 million, about $3 million a year.
Yeah, so get Zeke, but do you want to rely on him every day though, as an every down back?
Oh no, he's never been an every down back.
Exactly.
Right? He's only been like a 2 down back, maybe.
Right, pretty much. Yeah, if you need a first down and you're a couple yards off, you give it to Zeke. He was very good for New England. He was like the brightest spot on that team. He could still ball.
Yeah, he was good in fantasy too.
Yeah, very good. I think the Raiders should have gone after him, but these are to the draft. Like they need a quarterback too. Like we know Gardner Minshew is he's
a bridge.
The bridge. He's definitely a bridge, and he knows that. He's getting his bag everywhere he goes, and he's been successful. Like I like that. Like he knows his worth.
The Raiders are at 13, so they could possibly trade up.
Not if the Vikings have a better offer. They got 2 first-round
they'll
picks.
be competing.
Yeah,
they'll be competing. So
I don't know who the hell in
Giants
the top
can have
5.
a lot of opportunity here to trade.
Yeah, well, you said they picked 13th and Vikings picked 11th, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, I think the Raiders need to get. They gotta give up some first rounders going forward. Might be obviously this year and next year. If you want to move up to top 5, top 10, whatever you're trying to get. Oh, your goal is to get above the Vikings, right? To go get JJ McCarthy. Because look, the top 3 out of any of those top 3, the only team I see trading out will probably be New England. But I don't see
maybe. I think they're drafting a quarterback.
Yeah, again, you have to you got to give them the Carolina deal that they gave the Bears. You know what I mean? That's the only way anybody's budging, especially at 2 or 3. You know what I mean? Especially 3. You know what I mean? I think they're hell bent on their quarterback, and that's it. It's now you're playing for number 4. Now, what is that gonna look like? And if the Vikings is offering 2 first-round picks, fuck it. You know what I mean? Take that deal.
You take it.
Deal. Like, what the hell are the Raiders gonna offer me? The number 13, and then next year's first round, and then what that number is gonna look like?
I'm not even sure how many picks they have. Let's see if they have a lot of picks.
And then the Raiders,
if they don't have a lot of picks, then
Yeah, and they have a lot of needs too, so I wouldn't even trade it and give up any draft capital whatsoever. They're in a tough spot.
Yeah, they kind of are.
Spot. Yeah, because even the Vikings are they're like Atlanta last year. They need they one quarterback away.
Kind of, but they did lose Josh Jacobs. So.
Oh yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like that's what I'm saying. Like they're in a bad spot because it makes no sense for them to trade up and give up draft capital.
Yeah, they just have all their picks. But they have 2 7th rounders. Right.
So like you might as well just build your team through this year's draft. You might not get the quarterback this year, so that's why you have Gardner Minshew for at least lockdown distance. You ride that wave with Gordon or with Minshew, right? Then you get depending on the need, I think they might running back at that number is too high. I'm not in the first round, I'm not picking no running backs for sure. Maybe they'll go wide receiver, maybe they'll go offensive lineman. They could go that route at 13.
Yeah, they definitely need to go wide receiver because Devontae Adams is the only guy.
Exactly. And then you get your running back maybe 2nd and 3rd round. You know what I mean? But I'm not. And then like there isn't no consensus number 1 running back anyway. I think maybe the kid from Texas. I don't even know his name. Like I can't give you. I don't know.
I don't know any running backs.
Yeah, this is the wildest thing ever. Like you last year you heard about Bijan. You know, I mean, you know when a running back is coming out. This year was no number 1 running backs at all, and I think he's probably a 2nd or 3rd rounder. So that tells you how depleted that position is.
Yeah, you're right. The guy from Texas, Jonathan Brooks.
Yeah,
and then Trey Benson from Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
Blake Corum from Michigan.
You could easily get those guys later.
Bucky Irving from Oregon.
Cool name.
That's a cool name.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't see them going running back so early. I think they probably do.
They could get that in like the 3rd or 4th round pretty easily.
Wait, where did they pick at in the 2nd round?
Oh shit! I closed away the tab.
Sorry, that could be. I forgot. Bo Nix and Penix could be available, bro.
They could be. Let's see. It did say where they pick.
If
in the 2nd round, they pick 44.
Oh.
Which would be it's 32, so
like almost the same pick, right? Like 13th,
so 13th basically. Yeah. Well, usually you pick the same spot in every round, but it's hard to math.
Yeah. So
in the 3rd round they picked 77. So
okay, yeah. So
around the same 13.
All right. So I will predict this. I think best player available 1st round, right? But you go with the best player available.
Whoever drops to them.
Yeah, whoever drops to them. Something's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, it always happens every year. Somebody always, like, Brock Bowers was supposed to be a top 5 talent. They got him going in, like, after 10th. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah, and he was like, It would be a great fit for you guys because it is a need.
It is a need. We need a good tight end guy that could.
Yeah. The Giants don't necessarily need him, but again, when I threw out that scenario, that was just a hypothetical. But I would go best player available from the Raiders first round. Second round, if any of those quarterbacks, Bo Nix or Penix is available, get them.
Yeah, might as well.
Bo Nix, yeah, because that's a good look. Because then you got your bridge already, and
they get 2 years to learn, and then throw them in the fire.
Throw them in the fire for sure. Like, why not? And then get your running back, get whatever you need in the third or whatever rounds. You build on that. But the top two needs is, I guess, wide receiver and quarterback.
And then offensive line.
Offensive line, yeah. But then again, I think one of those offensive linemen is going to drop. I think before Bowers drops, I think an offensive lineman is going to drop. Especially, that's where you guys come in. Because what you guys pick will determine where the draft goes going forward. As far as wide receivers, offensive linemen. That's where the buck stops with you guys. Because if you guys pick OL, then it's definitely going wide receivers after that.
Yeah.
Or maybe some edges, maybe an edge will finally get. Because dude, there's no top flight edge rushers this year at all. We're looking at like top 20. You know what I mean? 20 after the 20th pick, you get a good edge. That's very strange this year.
Yeah, like every year there's always a good edge rusher every draft.
Every draft. This year is a kind of it's wide receivers, bro, and corners. Yeah, wide receivers and corners are very. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Raiders are going to do. They're in a tough spot. Like, I think they're just in purgatory because they're literally they're not good or they really are in the middle.
They're really just in the middle, yeah.
Because they're in a weak division now because it's Kansas City and really who scares you?
Yeah, Chargers and Broncos are kind of just...
Yeah, the Chargers are probably a year away, but again, with Harbaugh could coach them up.
They're going to turn around though soon. So
yeah, the Chargers
scary soon.
Yeah. I'm not worried about the Chargers as now. The only thing is like maybe they could be like one of those sneak teams that just became good. But I think the Chargers are a year away. Give them one more year, and then we're talking about they're back to being the Chargers minus the bad luck.
Yeah, they don't have bad luck anymore because coaching.
Yeah,
and we talk about the Packers too, who got a lot of good players.
Absolutely. I didn't like the Jacobs deal at all.
Yeah, Jacobs 4 years, $48 million. Only it doesn't say the guaranteed.
Is it 30? I thought it was like in the 30s.
I think it is because it's 12.5 million signing bonus and 14.8 million in year one.
So for 4, he's probably getting 30, right?
Yeah, probably around 30. And then they also signed Xavier McKinney.
Yeah, which again,
4-year deal, $68 million.
Those two deals, like they were like the first ones that come off the board, especially Josh Jacobs. I think the first day signing was probably Josh Jacobs and then Kirk Cousins. Xavier McKinney, like I think that was more of like those two. I'll say this: those two signings were more like rush to judgment kind of thing. Like, yo, let's just get him real quick. Like it was like
they just got who they could. They're like, just grab this guy.
Yeah, like I don't know how I felt. Like I like what the Packers are. They're a young, scrappy team. I don't know how Josh Jacobs fits into that dynamic or McKinney. He'll be fine. I think he's gonna be a stud. For that price, I think they overpaid. Then they definitely overpaid for Jacobs.
Only $12 million guaranteed for Jacobs. So
okay,
just a signing bonus.
All right.
That's it.
So yeah, I still think they could. I just don't see Jacobs fitting that scheme, man. I don't know what it is. It just doesn't fit. I hope I'm wrong because I really do like Green Bay as a team. But I don't know. But sometimes fucking Jordan Love looks lost. There's times you watch the play, especially even the San Francisco game. Like it wasn't his fault, but he just made some weird throws, man. Weird throws. Like look again. He figured it out. Like you wanna be if you wanna give tape to especially this draft class of quarterbacks. Watch the development of Jordan Love because it started off good, then it got really murky in the middle. Then he picked it up at the end, and he played very well in the playoffs. So that's the trial and tribulation that goes through when you're starting as a quarterback, especially as not a rookie, but coming off from a bridge. Let's be honest, Aaron Rodgers was a bridge. He was just too successful.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is definitely a bridge. Yeah.
Yeah, he was just so good. But they should have. I think that's what they're doing. I think Jordan Love. I think he's probably figured it out now. I hope he better because now the price went up on them in Detroit. You know what I mean? Like they're the top 2 in that division, and I like what the Bears are doing, bro. I love. That's what they. If I'm Justin Fields, I'm like, fuck, man. Why are you guys doing this now? Like you saw the signings they got?
Yeah. Don't. The Bears have been killing it actually.
Yeah, they're literally just a quarterback away now.
Yeah, they've been adding. Which is good. They were supposed to do that.
Yeah. Like, damn, like that. Like, they got Keenan. Again, he has to be healthy.
DeAndre Swift, Keenan Allen. They got a few offensive linemen.
Yeah, they got some linemen, yeah. And some defensive guys, too.
Jalen
right?
Johnson, Kevin Byard, Jonathan Owens.
Yeah,
so,
that's a good team, man. That team is going to, again.
I also like what the Browns are doing, too.
They got like 4 quarterbacks, though, bro.
Yeah. Well,
they just signed another one.
Jameis Winston.
Yeah, they signed another one. So I think they back up from the Ravens too. Lamar's backup. He signed with them as well. So I was like, geez. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, traded for Jerry Jeudy, which I think we already talked about.
Yeah, that was a good deal. I like that for them. Again, it's not about the personnel that I have an issue with. It's Deshaun Watson. He has to be healthy. He can't justify that contract anyway. It's like that's
$230 million guaranteed.
Yeah, you're fucked with that for life. Ain't nobody gonna trade. As desperate as Denver is, they're not stupid enough to make that deal. You know what I mean?
They already made that mistake once with Russell Wilson.
Wilson, yeah. Yeah, that team is a mess. That the
Broncos,
not the Broncos. The team we just talked about probably before that. Oh, the Browns. There could be a mess at quarterback, bro.
They always have been because Watson can't stay healthy, and then every backup is just not good.
No, and then your brightest spot was Flacco,
and he went to the Colts. I think
he went to the Colts. Yeah, because Gordon Minshew's gone, and Anthony Richards coming off from a serious injury. Was it a neck issue, right, or shoulder?
I think it was shoulder.
Shoulder, right? And it's a throwing shoulder too, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's coming off a shoulder injury. Flacco's gonna get some time to play, I think. And I don't know. I just think the Browns because they have a Super Bowl personnel. It's just a quarterback. The
quarterback's the problem, and it's not because it's not. Deshaun Watson just can't play consistently good, and he's always injured.
Yeah, and then the minute he finds consistency, he chooses to get injured.
Yeah, it's really weird.
He's an anomaly, man. Because the Texans, Deshaun Watson was on point. You know what I mean? But
and speaking of the Texans, they had some good moves this offseason too.
I love what they're doing, man. Like
they're building their team. They got Joe Mixon in a trade.
Mm-hmm.
They re-signed Noah Brown. They re-signed Dalton Schultz.
And they got some defensive guy too.
They got Danielle Hunter.
Hunter, yes, I love that deal. That's a good deal for them. I think the Mixon deal is perfect for them. Like, it's fine, and they could just build around CJ Stroud. Put some patches on the line, which I think they could get on the draft. Like this, get
they got one tackle, so they'll have to get some more.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. It's fine. Don't fuck everything up. Don't get the big flashy wide receiver. They could go wide receiver too. I think they do need like a secondary wide receiver, but again, because Tank Bell, he got hurt at the end, so
yeah, they got Noah Brown back, so
that's good. So like you can get like a complimentary run wide receiver, or even, but again, offensive line, just keep protecting the kid. That's your franchise. That's your money maker. That guy could be a future, like him and Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. That kid is up there already. Like there's greatness around this kid. Now again, it might be.
He has the X factor. He's a clutch.
Yeah. The guy has ice in his veins, man.
Unlike Mac Jones, who went to the Jaguars
for dog shit, for nothing.
This is not good because this means Zach Wilson's trade value is literally dog shit.
No, yeah, it's not good.
6th round pick for a quarterback drafted in the 1st round, and
then like
in this draft class,
who would take maybe whatever the Broncos is offering, bro, just take it.
Yeah, I know.
Like honestly, take it do the same deal you did for Justin Fields, like what Pittsburgh did.
They should do that.
You guys need to get a legit backup though. Who's your backup? It's just him.
I don't know. Did we? I don't think we signed anybody yet.
I would have loved to see
him.
Dude,
I wanted them to sign somebody else, but
Justin Fields to the Jets would have made more sense than the Giants getting Justin Fields. To be honest with you.
Oh no, we got Tyrod Taylor forgot about that.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Oh, fine. You guys are
good.
You guys are good. You're good. He's a really good backup. No,
Jacoby Brissett signed with the Patriots.
The Patriots,
yeah.
That's not surprising. Like,
Patriots basically just re-signed a bunch of guys.
Yeah,
they signed a re-signed a bunch of guys. If I'm
any of those quarterbacks, man, I would not want to be part of the Patriots, man. I would just pull out my Eli card and be like, I'm not playing for you guys.
Yeah, like Mitch Trubisky to the Bills.
Again, yeah. Well, he had his best years with them as a backup.
Yeah,
he was a good fill-in.
2-year deal.
Yeah, my issue with the
and they got Curtis Samuel from the Commanders. So
I like that. I do like that deal. Curtis Samuel. Wait, he goes to the Bills, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that deal because it complements Stephon Diggs, and they needed to replace Gabe Davis anyway. So
Gabe Davis went to the Jags.
Yeah, which replaces Calvin Ridley, right? Who got
I guess, yeah.
I think Gabe Davis could shine in that team. I think that because it was the problem with a guy like, it's not Josh Allen's fault, it's more Stephon Diggs' fault. Like he needs the ball all the time. Like he's one of those receivers. Like if he doesn't get the ball, I saw like a stat on him. Like for the last 13 games, he only averaged like 47 yards a game or some shit like that. It was some weird stat. That's Stephon Diggs, but I guess double coverage. Like nobody on a team scares you. I think Curtis Samuel, he's not don't get me wrong, he's not an elite wide receiver, but he's a consistent wide receiver.
Yeah, he's a good number 2 or 3.
Yeah, he's a perfect number 2. I mean, but Stephon Diggs has got to know his role. He needs to like fall back and be more of a team player. He has to learn how to, because they can't get rid of him. That contract is too big. He's a cap. He actually will cost that team more if they cut him or trade him. So it's cheaper to keep him on the team.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So he has to chill out, be a team player, and help the team win. You know what I mean? Like he has to learn how to do that. Probably like Curtis Samuel could be that. Running back kind of scares me. I don't know. Like I like James Cook, but after him,
they got rid of all their other running backs. So
yeah, they got to do something. Yeah, I still would consider them drafting another wide receiver as well.
Yeah,
like for Josh Allen to fuck around with. They're good at tight end. They're fine. I think in defense, maybe they could go for corner again or edge.
Yeah, they need depth because they were all hurt last year. So
yeah, that's the issue with them was depth.
Yeah. And then so last team Titans, they signed Tony Pollard, Calvin Ridley, Mason Rudolph.
They overpay for Calvin Ridley, man. I would have never give Calvin Ridley that kind of money. Like that's a lot of money for that. And he's good.
He's good. So
but he's coming off of. But again, let's do the math. He was out 2 years ago, right?
Yeah,
this was for gambling,
for insider gambling.
Yeah. So Calvin Madoff, right, decided to do this shit. You know what I mean? And then he missed out a year. And now this is a contract year. Now, one thing we all know is players always play up till their contract year is up. You know what I mean? So this could be fool's gold. You're still dealing with a semi-rookie quarterback. You know what I mean? And you still got D-Hop on the team.
Second-year quarterback.
Yeah, so like it's touch and go.
I mean, it's good combination with D-Hop though, because it's
it is. But again, is it 90 million?
But they're the same. But they're the same wide receiver, kind of.
Exactly. Then
they're kind of the same speed guy.
Yeah, and I like the Pollard doesn't bother me. My issue is like, I think you could have gotten 2 receivers for that same price.
Oh, you definitely could have, because he's the highest paid on the market.
Which is wild.
Yeah,
it's wild.
He's $50 million above the next highest paid.
Yeah, and now
Darnell Mooney for the Falcons.
I like that one because I think he was dog shit in Chicago. Now I think he will. This is his time to put up a shutout.
Yeah,
I think he has a chip on it. I like
$39 million for Mooney and $92 million for Ridley. So that's the gap.
Yeah, which is crazy because Darnell Mooney didn't even give you 1,000 yards, did he?
Nope.
And he gets that. You know what I mean?
Know. Did he give you? I'm looking at his stats.
I don't even think he ever gave you 1,000 yards. I think he's a third. This will be his third.
Oh
year,
no, he did in 2021 for Chicago, but not last year. Right. 400 yards. So yeah,
400 yards.
Yeah,
that's a huge drop. He wasn't injured neither.
Well, 493 in 2022, and 414 this year. A huge drop from 1,000. Yes, from last year, no, only like 80 yards or whatever.
Yeah, so I don't know. They overpaid for that. But again, I like play.
All right.
right.
Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up, guys. Again, this is the Sports Load. I'm your host, Jah. That's my guy, Mr. GPS. Keep liking, keep subscribing. We might do 2 episodes a week now because of the landscape of sports, as far as basketball, baseball, and also football. So let's keep in mind we haven't picked the dates yet, but be on the lookout for Sports Load, maybe Sports Load Extra. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff to go over, and we haven't done it.
Yeah, but we're definitely gonna. You guys, we'll make an announcement through our socials, and we'll let you guys know how we're gonna make that happen. We'll be on the lookout for Sports Load twice a week, going forward, just to keep up with the Joneses. Yeah. Again, peace and love. This is the Sports Load. We out.
Get hype.